Dropping the flavor.
1 to 2.
It's DJ Menace.
All right, Menace, what I want to ask you now is, which is kind of a touchy subject, but at the same time, we know it's been in the news, it's been in the press, it's been on the internet, it's been, everywhere, television, news, radio, wherever you want to go.
Right.
What is your side of the story when it comes to the shutting down of Catch-22?
Well, I mean, I like to go back a little bit and get into some of the problems that I was having with the nightclub. Like I said, it was so popular that it was getting so crowded, and there was a couple other nightclubs in the area that were having problems also.
Okay.
It was a combination of all the nightclubs having problems because of the amount of people that were generated in all these places. And some things were happening, and I always stepped up to the plate and hired more security, put security cameras. I was going far and beyond, having security, police, public parking lots that were around, that surrounded my building, just to try to keep, but it's kind of tough when you have other places open and they're having problems too. And it kind of like when it started hitting the press, then they started blaming a lot of stuff that really never came from my place on me, which came from other places. See, I don't like to single out and point my fingers at nobody else because I just don't like to do that.
Okay, I understand.
But I did catch a lot of bad publicity for things that actually didn't happen at my place. Okay. Now, I'm not saying nothing ever happened in my place. There were some problems, but every time there was a problem, I always tried to address it and correct it so that it wouldn't happen again, and so on. You know what I mean? So, like, the thing I want to talk about is, I caught the real bad publicity when the dogfight thing happened. The dogfight thing happened, and I mean, it's a terrible thing that happened. But what the true story is that a lot of people don't know. All they know is what they read in the paper, and then they right away they say, oh, that club or that owner or whatever. I had an old friend that worked for me. He was managing the club for me, you know what I mean? Like booking parties and doing, handling the kitchen duties and doing certain things, And, they kind of they scheduled or whatever they did with the dog thing without me knowing behind my back. And in fact, when it happened and the police called me, I was at home sleeping. I mean, I had a late night club. I didn't get home till 6 in the morning. I guess this happened in the afternoon on a Saturday. So I was, I usually go home and I sleep pretty much half the day to recuperate to come back the next night. But when that incident happened, they called me. I mean, my mom was in the building cleaning the building, because my mom cleaned the building for me. And my mom called me frantically with the police officer telling me, about what was happening. So I came down immediately and saw what was happening. That seems to be the thing that never goes away, and everybody looks at me and criticizes me about that. I mean, I had absolutely nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? I mean, the guy's an old friend of mine, and to this day, we're still friends. You know what I mean? I mean, he made a mistake. People made mistakes. I forgive them for it or whatever. But my club suffered because of the publicity, because of that terribly. I actually had to change the name from Down Low to Catch-22 to try to shed some of the negative publicity I was getting just because of that incident. And I'm in no way condoning that incident. I mean, that it was a terrible incident, and I would not, I would not have nothing to do with anything like that.
So,